Right, so. I knew there was something.
25 years. Make that big.
You know, and I understand all that. Everything's the opposite. So I'm like, all right, then I'll just make that one's good. Because there's a switch, you know, in the town.
We're gonna addition to the one down on the schedule. We've got an employee. We're going to exec first. There. No, it's gonna get just addition. He's got a list of them.
I feel
It wasn't good.
really close.
Oh, our agenda is not the best.
Everybody. Yeah, I was just.
No, after the yeah.
He would ask his.
Does she just give it to you, or would she?
She went to see Chad, and then Chad put it right here for me to give
Just
you.
now before he left?
Oh, that's why he's, yeah.
Yeah, he wrote it down on the top.
That's why. Oh, when is it?
It's gonna be on the 7th.
Okay, six, because I'm like, that's pretty nice. Yeah, because I changed my schedule. So I'm going to use, yeah, because I was like, okay, I'm going to rotate Monday, Wednesday, next week. So I can be at the elementary Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's next week.
Yes, because it was on the sixth, because that's why. Something. Yeah, that was supposed to be there. I didn't know if I Rose was just excited. Okay, so. Do that.
6.1.
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Great, we did what you did for elementary, when I did some green sweatshirts, so we could trade some more. Where'd you get them?
They were just solid colors.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
528 on my calendar.
thank you. Oh, that's a great idea.
Gag gifts, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe bring the excuse person, or you know what I mean? Something like that. But I got to look off, make sure that
Let me write out
You put it in my notes, we're writing. You have how many? All right. And where do you have them? I'll change it, okay. So I'm gonna put it on my to-do list. Okay, alternative, no.
Mr. Woodknife, if you want me to chair, I sure could. I'll volunteer.
Get up
Or
here.
no?
We would love to have you.
Yeah, I offered to chair, but
Close enough. All right, call the meeting to order. This time, we'll stand up, say the Pledge of Allegiance. Tess will start.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everybody. At this time, public forum, and we have Linda Bordeaux here. Speak about the schedule.
Yeah,
at high school.
your time. We've looked, the high school staff have looked at several drafts of the new schedule for next year. And there are a lot of concerns that have been coming to the office regarding the 3 to 4. It's going to affect our athletic activities, our clubs, tutoring. And we feel that we just need to have a committee that can, from the high school, who knows the ins and outs of the daily routine, to work on the schedule with Brian. I don't know if you're going to discuss this tonight, but I want you to be aware that we're not really satisfied with the schedules that we're looking at right now.
Athletics, after school,
Tutoring,
Clubs.
clubs, what else? Mr. Shipley?
Our NHS time meetings, we usually meet during lunches.
We have, high school schedules is, and requirements are a lot different from middle school and elementary. So after school, we do a lot of tutoring. We also do a lot of students volunteer time for teachers to work with students. Of course, athletics on the high school level are a lot more serious than they were on any of the other levels. So we have requirements that are determined by the State Athletic Association that we have to be accounted for, and the amount of resources that we spend on athletics, when you're talking about uniform, training, travel, all those considerations, and the contracts that we have with other schools and other school districts. So basically we would, and it is a unique situation because we are a rural school, that we could start practice. I mean, we are tied into the same bus route as the middle school and elementary school. So our practices have to start at 3 because our activity buses will run at 5 o'clock.
That would give our coaches no contact.
4:45, yeah. So, I mean, that would be a consideration. And we have a large amount of students that participate. Our school has 400 students. And when you combine all of the sports together, close to 200, Mike, are involved in one athletic activity or nothing. So that's almost, almost half our student body is involved in those type things. And then we have all the artistic things, the art clubs. We have a lot of work, kids staying after work working on videos in our digital department. And, to bring our band and choirs back up to speed, those are year-round activities. So on any given night, 1/4 of our student body is after school, over 100 students. So that would be seriously impacted with this 3 to 4 o'clock time period. Just to put it all in perspective, these are large numbers when it comes to our situation.
But if we could have a committee to try to work on something to make it work for everybody, it would be nice.
okay,
Thank you.
taken into consideration. Bill Byrne?
I don't know, Mr. Chairman, what the procedure was. I wanted to add some comments on about 4 or so of the items, but is it procedure to wait till those items or to bring it, speak about them now, or my question?
If it's pertaining to personnel, we can't discuss personnel, but you do have 5 minutes.
Even though
Speak to any regard, any item
okay.
besides personnel.
I'll go ahead, and I did write, I wanted to comment on the minutes of the meeting. I attended some previous meetings, and I had made some comments about stating when you guys enter into a contract or something, that I had requested that we know, the public has an opportunity to know the days and the salary. And I see at the one meeting that it was publicized in that manner, and I appreciate it. I want to thank you. Maybe some of my questions might have got across, but I enjoyed it. It shows exactly how we did and introduced it that way, and I wanted to compliment Anya on the minutes of the meeting show. I also, on 5.1, which was this achievement school proposal, I had some questions just as an individual and would like the opportunity to maybe ask the questions maybe when you're on that subject matter, if that would work. It's item 5.1 or something.
Okay.
And then quickly, like on 8.1 and 8.3, like you're talking, it's entering into administrative contract, and I see by the format that it's the same question I had previously about, it does not state what the individual is being offered for salary plus days of contract. I really think the public has an ability to know that kind of information. And then also on 8.3, it says certified contract enter. And my question is was there an offer at some previous meeting that you guys offered that? Or have you changed kind of a procedure where you allow the superintendent to offer certified contract? And if that's the case, is it documented that that's authorized that way? But, that's kind of some of my questions. And then the last one was the meeting change. The regular meeting that was supposed to be held, I believe it's like April 10th, it's been changed to April 13th. That's one of the regular meetings that were publicized, so it was, and that's it. I thank you for.
Yeah, I'll try to elaborate on some of them. You know, you can always go into the business manager, request that information as far as salary. We do post it by law, you know, in October, so that's why it's not on there. 8. That does 8.1, 8.3. 10.1, our boards, most of the board ain't gonna be present there, so we wouldn't make a quorum. That's why we changed it to April 13th on a Thursday. So, with that, additions, 8.6, 2017-18 supplemental contract recommendation document, updated. You guys seen that in board docs? Also, I'd like to move item 8.3, contract entered to exec. Move item 8.7, support staff recommendations into exec as well. With that, can I get a motion? Moved by Gina.
Second.
My Sandra. All in favor?
Yeah.
4-0. Adopt the agenda. Moved by Gina.
Second.
Second by Sandra. Any questions? All in favor?
Yes.
4-0. 4.2. Moved by Gina.
Second.
Second by Sandra. Any questions? All in favor?
Yes.
4.0. 5.1, achievement scope.
So we've come with a couple of proposals for next year. This current year, we have had a lot of success in what we had envisioned, and we still have a lot of places to grow. Our main thing that we have right now, we have, as of today, 32 enrolled students. We had about 18 show up yesterday. I think about the same number showed up today. And students are still coming in asking to be enrolled. And so what we are proposing is a couple of changes that we're hoping to have to stay true to the vision that we had at the beginning of the year. We want to continue to push forward with the project-based learning that we had for this year. And we still kept up with the planning this year because we haven't lost sight of that. And so part of this proposal is to have our staff that we currently have train in project-based learning. The schools in Sioux Falls, New Tech High School, have teamed up with Vermillion, with USD, to provide project-based learning training. And that would be something that we hope our teachers could go to this upcoming summer. It would be about a week of PD time that our teachers are very excited about. Another thing that we are hoping is that we're hoping to increase the number of students that we could have to 60 full-time students at our school. We're hoping to change to about a trimester system, so that way we could catch students who are failing at the high school each quarter. So at the end of the quarter, the students would come to our school, and we could be able to get them on grade level. So we could have, so our graduation rates could keep on increasing. We could be a great assistance to the rest of the school district. Another thing that we are also requesting is that we currently have 2.5 teachers, and we're hoping to go back to having 3 full-time teachers at our school. Ms. Dollywall has been an amazing part of our school for half-time, but she also knows the vision that we have for the high school in terms of the math planning that we've had. And so she's going to be doing the Lakota geometry course there, in addition to the other block courses that are offered at the high school. At least that's where her goal is. So that would need us for a full-time math teacher. And as of right now, one of our teachers has influenza, and Ms. Dollywell is gone tomorrow for a trip, so which leaves us for one teacher with about 18 students, if about all 30 show up tomorrow. So we would, definitely a full-time teacher would help us out a lot. Any questions?
In your report, it says 60 students. Do we
Yeah,
have room for
60
60 students over there?
So that's another part of the proposal too, is we're hoping to expand for additional rooms for the, in that corridor that we have in South. We're hoping to have the green room turn into a full science classroom. Mr. Londu, a lot of the science labs for the course that we offer, it's hard to demonstrate with the rooms that we have currently, such as chemistry, biology, and physics, and because we just don't have the equipment or the real space to do so. So we're hoping to have that additional room so we could turn it into a lab classroom.
What is your mandatory attendance rate now?
Our mandatory attendance rate? It's very,
I see you have 80% on here. To me, that seems low.
That's what it is currently as well, as 80%.
80.
Yeah.
Actually, right now, I think if you looked at your average daily attendance, it's in the 50s.
Yeah.
And they do have a stricter policy than the high school we implemented there. And that was done at the beginning of the year. Because at the high school, if you miss 15 consecutive days, you're a drop. But we said on the 5th consecutive day, you would be a drop. But what we found students do, they come that 5th day. And so there's some coming at different times. So their attendance rate, something I noticed that was really kind of cool, after they went on their field trip to the Thunder Beams, then their attendance started to go up. It's like the more things that they do hands-on with those kids, the more kids are showing up for school, it seems like. Their best attendance rate that I've seen out of that school, which was like 82%, was the day after their field trip, which I thought, that's kind of interesting.
That's another thing too.
That would reach those
The
kids.
students definitely really loved that field trip that we did. And the day afterwards, I think, because we definitely did a lot of communication about leadership, about coming to school, about your futures. And I think that really struck home when they went on top of Black Ops Week. And we hope to do more project-based learning activities like that next year.
And the kids, but then the kids were really proud to take their ties to the top. We made ties with them a few days before we went, and some of the kids have never made ties, so we explained it to them, this is how you do it. And while you're making your ties, you burn sage and you pray. And it really meant something to them to get them ties to the top. It was awesome.
Yeah, and like the main purpose is to provide an alternative setting for these students. A lot of our students have social anxiety, a lot of other places where the high school isn't the best fit for them, and so we hope to create a space that's safe and accommodates their learning style.
You talk about using the green room. Is it used now? Does someone else use it?
Yes, special education is currently using it as a meeting space. Yeah, and there's, I think the preschool also has a room there too, but I think it's currently used as a closet.
And being the proofreader that I am, it's not 2016, it's 2017 summer.
Unpaged.
Gary's report.
Twice.
Red pen?
Yeah, purple
You've taken
actually.
away my thunder.
Aries, you're a math teacher, you know numbers.
Tell them twice, it's there twice.
Yes, it is.
I'll make one of that.
You got one of these colored ones? That does concern me though about the 80%. I think if we have low expectations of our students, they're gonna meet them low. If we have higher expectations, they're gonna raise above. So that's something I would like you guys to consider.
I think having a higher rate of attendance, I have no problem with that.
Have you visited with XED about the use of those rooms?
We currently partner with them using the room because you don't use it very often. And so like when we had elders come, we used the room to create fry bread, or sometimes we use their sinks and stuff. But I could talk more about having it, with them.
Is there water in that room already?
Yeah, there's running water in that room. And experiments like when Mr. Laundry brought in a rabbit carcass to dissect with them, it's very hard to do in a room without water because it gets really small.
So then in addition to your full-time math teacher, you would want another certified teacher to do the ISS, OSS room?
No, that's a mistake that should be crossed out. We're just going to have our para/ISS person, so it's just an additional teacher, not that. Yeah, so you can cross
So
that
that
out.
will,
Yeah,
So just one additional teacher.
yeah.
Actually, it would go from a half teacher to a full teacher.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions? Mr. Lance?
Would I be allowed to ask some questions?
I would let you.
Okay, thank you. If I'm allowed to I did look at the proposal. I also noted that right now, currently, it states that there's only 3 staff individuals. And did I hear that there's 32 students currently enrolled?
Yes.
And if I made that assumption, I have the same question that Sandra had. 80% attendance is required at your location. I'm kind of concerned if I was addressing the question from over there. Our students at the high school, we don't have the same mandatory requirement at the high school, but it says that if the student enrolled over at the achievement school, they didn't attain the 80%, then they would be sent back. I don't know, that's a pretty harsh comment for me to hear that being said. And 80%, you can only miss 1 day out of 5, so we have an attendance problem with all the others, so I think that's kind of different. But that's my own personal comment, I would have a concern over that. statement there about the 80%. Then if they didn't meet it, they'd be sent back to their regular school. And then,
Only those.
as your proposal, try to get 80 or 60 students for 3, and only have 3 staff people, that's grasping a little bit, I think. And then I also saw the 2016. And then I have a question, that are we getting ourselves in a difference of adding contract days to the certified staff?
Sorry, talking about the trimesters or contract days?
No, with the contracts, certain individuals have more contract days.
No, the contracts would be the same. Also, we don't have 3, we have 2.5 teachers, because one of our teachers leaves our building at noon and goes to the high school. So we have 32 for 2.5 teachers. And our staff, I've spoken with our staff, and they're very gung-ho about 60 students.
Okay. And then who keeps track of the attendance records and who is knowledgeable of if there's a student at the high school that's failing to meet the regular standard and want to go to your achievement school? Where's that documentation on?
So you're asking about students at that current high school who want to come to our school?
Well, it says that we will be able to dual enroll any Todd County High School student that have failed part of their required class to get them back on track to graduate 4 years. Who's keeping care of that documentation?
So we currently do
How do
have
you-
students at our school who are taking like construction geometry at the high school, who have taken culinary arts at the high school, because we just don't have the staff to provide those arts or CTE courses. And so we set it up with Brian and the IFNA campus so we can have students here between both courses, both buildings. And both administration here and at the high school are fully aware of who these students are. So communication is very key, and these students who travel between both buildings have the highest attendance in our schools. Also, in addition, I think you're asking, sorry, I forgot another thing you're asking about, but.
Just to pipe up. The high school is very aware of who is passing and who is not, and we talk to one another. It's like, these kids, we need to catch them and help them. So between the admin, between the achievement school and the high school, that's where that information is. That's where we get that information, is from the high school.
Yeah, we also work closely with the new social workers that are in our building, who talk with the counselors at the high school. So they update us regularly, like how much recommendations of these students should be at our school.
Can I say something? I don't want there to be this impression that all the students that are coming from the high school going to the achievement school are failing. They're not. We are sending, and I'm recommending and asking parents of students who have issues at the high school because of social anxieties, the size of their classrooms, things of that nature. Maybe they have a situation at home that was a temporary problem, that now they just needed to be in an environment where it's smaller and they can move faster, because they would go to the achievement school. So it's really not students that are, we're not asking students to take a look at that school that are failing. That's not the case.
We focus a lot on, so many of our students fall through the cracks, and we're hoping to be that very prevents them from happening.
Right. So it's really a good fit. You know, it's a combination fit between the high school and the achievement school.
But you do have the word failed in your proposal.
At this, we do have students who do fail at the high school, and it's because of social anxiety, because of a lot of other things is why they're not succeeding at the high school. Yeah.
I'm just making you aware.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any more questions? 5.2, superintendent report.
I don't have a long report, but I did want everyone to pay close attention to the next, not this dream catcher, but the next dream catcher, because some of our art students had an art showing in Phoenix, Arizona. And not only did they win, like best of show, second place, but their art, they sold their art. They are entrepreneurs, they're selling their art. I know Sean Shepard sold his piece to the director of the museum for $350. So it's like, yay. So it's gonna be in the Dreamcatcher, and so I want everybody to look for that article. And the article will be written by a student at the high school. We're trying to get high school students now to write a lot of articles. Phyllis puts them in the Dreamcatcher with photos, which is kind of really exciting for the high school. I mean, so our writers are getting acknowledged, and our students and all the good things they do, because you think about that, that's coming from Todd County. That's really something special. So I just wanted to highlight that, so you look for those students. And a lot of them sold their art, which is cool. So that's all I had to share.
Awesome. 6.1.
Hello. My name is Jessica Godomsky, and I've taught at Spring Creek School for the last 3 years. And starting this year, I'm also the director of our Saturday School program. Our Saturday School program is our non-compulsory, bi-weekly enrichment and intervention program, open to all students, grades kindergarten through 8th. A typical Saturday school has team building activities across grades. It has reading buddies where we partner up the older kids with the little kids. In the mornings for K through 3, I do targeted like academic intervention with literacy wings and some other reading and literacy stations. And then in the afternoon, I do enrichment activities, introduction to art, introduction to science, introduction to acting. So this program was started, I think, 7 or 8 years ago by Kate as well, and I've taken it on. Students who attend a certain amount of Saturday schools have the opportunity to earn a leadership trip. And this year, hopefully, the middle school students will be going to Sioux Falls and Minneapolis, where they'll have the opportunity to tour universities, meet Native students, college students, and begin to understand that graduating from a university is an attainable goal. In addition, they will be able to experience like different social situations and be able to perceive themselves as leaders. In order to be eligible for this trip, students must be in grades 6 through 8, cannot receive any ODRs during normal school hours or Saturday school, and they need to attend at least 8 of the 10 Saturday schools. Currently, there are 3 eligible students. So I'm here tonight requesting approval of this trip, in addition to transportation and transportation costs. All other costs associated with this trip have been raised through concessions.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
Are there any questions?
Do you have good attendance rate, though? I mean,
We have 32 students on our roster, and I don't know how many students we have. 80. So we have 32 students on my Saturday school roster, and typically we have about 25 on any given Saturday. And the hours are from 8 to 2.
8 to 2.
Or
Awesome.
8 to 2. 10 to 2. Sorry. I'm there 8 to 2. The hours are from 10 to 2.
Do you have, with that being said, do they show up later, or do they get there at 10?
No. So we have some kids call. We have one of our bus drivers who drives for us, but then, they got to show up at 10, or some of them walk down here. Some of them aren't there. Yeah.
I have a question. How many students are you looking at? I heard you say 3 students that met the requirements now.
3 students, yeah, for middle school.
That you're looking to send, because I'm only looking at it from the transportation point of view, because we have to know how many.
Yeah, 3 middle school students. So a lot of our students are on the roster are K through 5.
Okay.
So, and we'll do a day trip for that.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Need a motion? Move.
Yep.
Gina?
Second.
Second by Sandra. All in favor?
Yes.
4-0. 6.2, pay bills.
I'll move.
Moved by Sandra,
Second.
second by Gina. All in favor?
Yes.
4-0. 6.3,
Where we at?
uh-oh, that person. 6.3, approve consultant contracts. Moved by Gina,
Second.
second by Sandra. Any questions? All in favor?
Yes.
4-0. Fill quotes.
Move.
Moved by Gina,
Second.
second by Sandra. All in favor?
Yes.
8.1 is in exec.
No,
Eight.
no, 8.1 is not.
Oh, that was a Laverne question.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's why I circled it. My bad. Okay, 8.1. Moved by Sandra, second by Deb. Any questions? All in favor?
Yes.
4-0. 8.2, certified resignations. Moved by Sandra, second by Gina. Any questions? All in favor?
Yes.
4-0. 8.3, move to exec. 8.4, supplemental contract offers. Moved by Gina,
Second.
second by Sandra. Any questions? All in favor?
Yes.
4-0. 8.5, supplemental contract resignations. Moved by Gina, second by Sandra.
Okay.
All in favor?
Yes. Sadly.
4-0. No, 8.6. 8.6, 2017-18 supplemental contract recommendations. Moved by Sandra, second by Gina. Any questions? All in favor? Yes. 4-0. 8.7, moving to exec. 8.8, substitutes, volunteers. Moved by Gina. Second
Second.
by Sandra. Any questions?
None.
All in favor?
Yes.
4-0. Old business. Do not have any old business. Just want to welcome everybody. Thanks for coming. Meetings, get back to our meetings. We are moving that one, Laverne, so you are clear on that? Okay. With that, move to exec. Moved by Gina. Second by Sandra. All in favor?
Yes. I'm going to stay here. 6:05?
And 6:05. 4-0. Yeah, we'll stay here. Okay.
We just went into exec.
Executive session.
Are we going into exec?
No.
No.
Why? Are you in trouble?
No,
You can stay and be in trouble.
You can stay.